Yeah, hi. So next we are going to discuss the next annotation, and that is Autowire annotation. And also we are going to see how we can implement this Autowire application in a Spring Boot project. So yeah. So in our like a previous lecture, we discuss about add the red component annotation, and we have seen how we can implement it in a Spring Boot application and all. So today we will discuss about add the red Autowire. So basically it is used for automatic dependency injection. So let's discuss about dependency injection. So basically, a dependency injection is a feature of a Spring framework, and it is a design pattern that removes the dependency from the programming code so that it can be easily manageable and yep, and like it can be easily like testable, right? So we can easily test and we can easily manage by using the dependency injection in our application. So DI concept makes our programming code loosely coupled. It removes the tight coupling of code. So yeah, to achieve like DI concept, we can use auto wiring. So basically, auto wiring feature of a Spring framework enables you to inject the object dependency implicitly. So it internally uses setter or construction injection. So we can means auto wire through the constructor, through the setter method, and also we can auto wire through the field injection. So we have the three way by which we can use auto wire to automatically do the dependency injection. So we are going to see all these three ways how we can do through the constructor, through the setter method, and also through the field injection. So auto-wiring can't be used to inject primitives and string values. It works with only a reference value. So we cannot auto-wire the primitive values like integer, float, double, boolean, or string values. It can be used only for the object reference. So the advantage of using AutoWire, it requires less code because we don't need to write the code, right? It automatically inject the dependency explicitly, right? So this is all about the AutoWire, and now we are going to see example. So how we can achieve this AutoWire and how we can use this, right? So first we are going to see the constructor injection. So by use of the constructor, how we can inject the dependencies. So for that, we are going to use add that at AutoWire over the constructor. Yeah. So like last project, you can see the last lecture I have like discuss about add the red component, and we have created one method with the name get subject, which was returning this hard coded string, right? So now we are going to see how we can do like auto wire. So for that, in this root package, we have already created a controller, right? In the same manner, I am going to create one more package, that is a service package. And in this service package, we are going to create one Java class, let's say with the name subject service. And yeah, you can see that this is a subject service class, and this subject service class, we are going to create one like public method which return type I'm going to keep as a string. Let's create one getter method get subject to return the subject. So here we can hard code any value, let's say science subject. So science subject is the hard coded value, and we have created one a public getter method to return this hard coded value. So let's mark this Java class as a component so that we don't need to bother about creating the bean or the object for this subject service class. So if we mark at that component, the then the Spring container is going to create the bean for this, and Spring is going to handle the object of this particular subject service class. Okay. Now so we have created a component, we have marked this class with the component, and we have created a getter method. Now let's go to our controller, and here let's create a constructor. Okay, so this is the subject controller. Now let's create a constructor, public subject controller, and here in the parameter I will pass. So before that, let's create the variable, means a reference variable for the subject service class which we just created earlier, right? And now here in the parameter of this controller, I am going to pass the subject service class, and this is the reference variable, right? So this is the constructor, and let's save this to this service subject service. So yeah, so this is the constructor, right? And this constructor has a parameter of subject service class, and this is a reference variable. So this reference variable is storing here in this like reference. Okay, so this is one of the constructor for this class. Now we want to do a dependency injection using, so here we can see how we can do the constructor injection. So we can use this autowire at the rate autowire in this constructor. So this will inject automatically, the bean will get injected by the spring through this, right? And here we have a getter method, a get subject method. Let's change the return type of this, and let's make a subject dot get subject, right? So this is the subject service reference variable of subject service class, and the subject service class has one like getter method which is returning signed subject, right? This is the controller, and we are injecting the dependency of this using the constructor injection. So let's go to the main class, let's run this, and let's check the output. So still it is building. Let's see the output. So here you can see that we are getting output as science subject. So science subject is inside our subject service class, right? So how this is called, first through here it calls the get subject of subject controller, and this subject controller is returning this subject service. So this subject service was uh, like allocated or injected the value through the constructor injection, because here in the constructor we are using at the rate auto wire. So this value is get injected, and through this object we are calling the getter method, the get subject method of subject service class, which is returning this signed subject. So now we have seen how the auto wire works with the constructor injection. Next we are going to see like setter injection. So for that I am going to comment this. I'm going to comment the constructor, and I'm going to create a setter method. So let's create a setter method, get set subject, and here similar manner we are going to pass the subject service and subject service reference variable, and similar manner I'm going to store this subject service, right? So this is the setter method of this subject controller class. And here if we have to do a setter injection, then we have to use this autowire annotation over a setter method. So in the similar manner, it will inject this dependency using the setter method to this service to this subject service reference variable, right? So let's save this, and let's go to the main class and run it again. So now we will see the output. So here you can see we are getting the same output, science subject. It means we are able to uh, inject the dependency using a setter injection. So for that you have to create a setter method, and then you have to mark that setter method using a auto wire. So next we are going to see the injection using a filled injection. So in this we don't need to create a constructor or the setter method, but using a filled we are going to see. So for that I'm going to comment the setter method. So already we have a filled, right? Here I will mark at the rate auto wire. So marking this field as an auto wire, it will automatically inject the dependency of subject service class here, and through this we can call the get subject method here, right? So let's run and let's check the output again. So here you can see the output, we are still getting science subject. It means we are able to implement the field injection using the at the rate auto wire, right? Yeah. So like these are the three ways through which we can do the dependency injection using at the rate auto wire. So at the rate auto wire is basically used for uh, like for doing the dependency injection like automatically, right? And we have seen how to do through the constructor. Also we have seen how to do through the setter method, and also through the field injection. Yeah. So thank you and have a nice day.